Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Now we have got an interesting item to unbox in today's episode, and I've been enjoying doing these unboxings again. I feel like I might continue doing them in the future. It's a nice change from the stop motions that I'm constantly doing, and it's a nice break, and I do actually enjoy doing these unboxings. So yeah, we're actually unboxing a unique item. It's a forgotten piece of merchandise from the Titanfall universe. If you guys know Titanfall, it's a first-person shooter game. It's probably one of my favorite games alongside Halo. It's very nice. But yeah, without further ado, let's see what is in the box. Yeah, Titanfall KNEX. Now, I haven't seen KNEX for a long time. KNEX was kind of like a rival to Lego, I guess. But yeah, I saw this on eBay and I was like, what in the world? When did this, when did someone make this? So, yeah, it's very interesting. You can see it's got a lot of the old Titanfall 1 stuff. So, this must have come out when Titanfall 1 came out. So 2014 or around that time. So, it was a long time ago, but, the box art looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of the Mega Bloks, the old Mega Bloks box art. To some extent, it's quite nice. So, I don't have a proper tripod for filming this stuff. I need to get an actual tripod, and I don't have a filming location other than my table in my dining room. So, you guys are gonna have to bear with the one hand opening the box and the one hand holding the camera. So, yeah, I do apologize for the terrible camera angles and not so great quality unboxing, but I have to work with what I've got. So there's a few interesting pieces in here. There's this nice sticker sheet which is pretty cool, and then there's also the manual, I guess, the user manual. You can see what's in there. These are the stickers close up. One of the stickers did come off. I put that back on, and there's also some stickers here, some road stickers, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what those are, but you can see these are just the textures from the walls on some of the buildings in Titanfall. If you guys have played Titanfall, then you will recognize a lot of those textures there. But yeah, you can also get these pretty cool Titans on the back. Now, I didn't see any of these on eBay. I'm assuming they're quite rare, but it would be nice to get my hands on those one day. Now, for my OG fans, you might be wondering why my voice sounds a little different. I don't have a cold or anything. I literally just woke up about 15 minutes ago, so my voice is still adjusting. Usually sounds a bit deeper and raspier, I guess, if that's even a word, in the morning. So yeah, oh well, doesn't make a difference to the video anyway. I'm still going to be unboxing it and waffling whilst we look what's inside. So you see there's some interesting pieces here. We've also got Funny Cat, who's coming to investigate, and my other funny cat. They're just investigating, see what's going on, and yeah, they're probably confused about all the rustling. But yeah, we'll open up the manual here and we'll see what it looks like. And there we go. It's quite a big manual. I will admit the instructions weren't very clear. I mean, if you compare it to Lego and Mega Bloks, they're a lot more clear on what you need to add and where you need to put stuff. The instructions here weren't very clear, so what I ended up doing was, getting halfway through building one of the actual instructed sets here, and then I decided, you know what, I can't bother to read the manual. I'm just going to design my own building and see how it turns out, because I just couldn't be bothered to try and work out where the stuff was meant to go, because the instructions were not very clear. So yeah, the end product isn't exactly what was in the instruction manual, but I think it still turned out pretty decent. So, and whilst we're unboxing some of the stuff here and opening up some of the packs, just a reminder, guys, please feel free to subscribe and like it. I do appreciate it. It helps out a lot. It helps get the video into the algorithm, and yeah, it just helps out, so I would really appreciate it. And also, if you guys like stop motion animation, then feel free to go check out my other videos. My channel's mainly focused on stop motion animation, but I'm thinking about maybe taking it more in a like collection kind of direction in the future, just to see where things go. You know, I am getting tired of making stop motions all the time, and you know, at least the last year or two, I've been slowing down with my stop motion uploads quite a lot. And you know, I don't want the channel to completely die, so I thought, why not just do some more unboxings? You know, I have a bit more space now, and I could probably resell some of the stuff that I collect. You know, buy and resell, I guess. But yeah, that's probably where the channel's going to go in the future. Doesn't mean I won't do stop motions anymore. I still will make stop motions, of course, but it's more a matter of, you know, making stop motions when I feel like I want to make one, instead of just uploading for the sake of it, which is kind of what I was doing in the past. I was just uploading stop motions to, you know, keep the community happy and, you know, to keep my channel not dead. And I don't really think that's a healthy mindset for my channel going forward. You know, this is a hobby, and I really should only upload when I feel like I'm in the right mindset to do so. So yeah, I've been taking some time to myself recently, just to, you know, not really speak to many people other than family, and to just focus on myself, and you know, to kind of think about where I want to take this channel going forward. And I think, you know, the collection thing will probably be what I'll be doing for a little while, alongside stop motions occasionally. And yeah, I think it's just you know, it's a healthy mindset to just upload when you're in the mindset to do so. Otherwise you feel like you're kind of obligated, and you know, feeling like you're obligated to do something kind of takes the fun out of, you know, making the stop motion. So yeah, this isn't a complete halt on stop motion. I do like stop motion, of course. It's what my channel was built on, and you know, still one of my hobbies, but you know, I got to take a break from it and just rethink. So yeah, I ended up cutting the time lapse short to show you guys the final product, and you can see the buildings look pretty nice. These would work really well in one of my plastic Warzone stop motions, or you know, even one of the Frontier episodes. They do look pretty nice, and yeah, I think they did a good job trying to, you know, bring out the Titanfall look, especially considering it's KNEX. It'd probably be easier to do with Lego or, you know, Mega Blocks. But yeah, you can see we got one of the militia specters. Now, you know, one of the things I didn't like about these figures is the specters don't have like movable limbs. They are kind of like Lego, where their legs and arms are static. So you know, that is a downside to these guys. And you can see they've got two weapons here. There's an Eva 8, I believe it's called, and an RE45, or you know, it could be a smart pistol, I'm not entirely sure, kind of hard to tell. And then the IMC Spectre here has a R101. Now, in the lore, these Spectres are different like generations of Spectres. So the Militia Spectre is the first generation, and the IMC is the second generation. In the lore, the second generation is obviously more advanced, and it's a better unit. But I can't remember exactly the names for these. I know they are Spectres, but the exact variant name I can't remember the name of. So anyways, we have a cloaked pilot. This definitely reminds me of the Mega Bloks cloaked figures. And this guy appears to be the marksman variant from Titanfall 1, based on the helmet. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. And you know, these have been sat in a box for a while. His legs are kind of, you know, they're kind of loose, and he also appears to be holding an SMR or Sidewinder. And yeah, either way, we have an IMC pilot here. He has an RE45 or a smart pistol, can't really tell, but you know, this figure's probably the best one. And you know, the nice thing about the pilots is they do have posable legs and arms. You know, they do move around. Now, I will admit, the design for these, well, their limbs aren't the greatest. They are a little bit flimsy, but you know, KNEX isn't really known for its figures. But you know, it is cool that you can move the legs around nonetheless, and you know, it is a nice looking figure. So yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, that is all the figures there. There's the two Spectres. There's some nice variation. I feel like they used some of the more well-known guns. You know, the shotguns, the assault rifles, R101, Eva, and the two pistols. It's interesting. There's also those two turret things back there. Don't really know what those are. But yeah, that is the Titanfall KNEX set. It's very interesting. I didn't really know these existed, but it's cool to get my hands on them. And yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you did enjoy, and take care.